Hi there, Andrea here from One Nine Design, and in this video I'm going to show you how to customize your board member welcome guide template provided to you in Canva. Now this assumes you have a Canva account, but you do not need a Canva Pro account, although those are free for nonprofits, so I definitely encourage you to take advantage of that if you haven't already, but you can do this with any Canva account. So what I have here on the screen is the view that you will see when you click the link to open the template. And I'm already logged into Canva. If you're not logged into Canva, it may prompt you to log in first. So what we want to do is edit the template. So we're going to click on edit. And then what you're getting is essentially a copy of the template that I created. And so it's nice to go ahead and I like for my template shop users to create their own copy. That way you always have that original in case you kind of get in there and things go wonky or something gets messed up. You don't have to go and start over completely from scratch. You'll already have a copy in your account. So to do that, you will just come up here to File and you will say Make a Copy. And it's going to open that in a new tab for you. And then you can name that whatever you want. I would go back here and maybe like name this like OG in the beginning. That way we know that was the original. And then now we're just going to work with the copy. And this is the copy that you would actually download and save to give to your board members. So I am not going to do a full Canva training here because there are so many resources out there for good Canva trainings, but I do want to show you just a couple of quick tips and tricks to help you at least customize this the quickest you can, because that's the whole idea of the template library, is to help you have these templates that you don't have to start from scratch, that you can quickly customize for your organization. So we do have a little guide here on the front page. Obviously, you've seen that. That's how you made it to this video. But let's go down here to the cover page. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is add your own logo up here in the top. And that's going to be really easy for you to do if you have your logo saved in Canva. If you have not yet put your logo into your Canva brand area, I highly recommend it. It's a nice little organizational tip. And we're going to assume that you have done that. So I'm going to click on this placeholder image here and just click the delete key on my keyboard and take that off. And then I'm going to click over here to brand and go to logo. And you can see here that I have two versions of my logo in Canva, and I'm just going to click, and that is going to pop it right in my design. And then I can drag it here by the corners to resize it. And now I've got my own logo right here on the cover page of the guide. So very easy to swap here. The next thing you're going to want to do, and this is going to be the case for updating text throughout the document, is you're going to want to add your own website here at the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and put mine in here for example purposes, and that's done. And then you're probably going to want a photo that is specific to your organization. So in that case, you can go over to your uploads folder, and then you would have all of the photos here that you've uploaded, or you might want to use photos that are directly from Canva if you'd like, and you can do that as well. So let's just say we're going to use one from Canva. I'm going to go up here to my recently used photos, and I'm just going to pick a random photo here. So I'm going to just click this and drag it right over top of that other photo, and then I have replaced the photo. That's all it takes on that. So that so far we've covered how to swap out the logo and the photos. Now, the next thing you're probably going to want to do is make this in your own organization's color scheme. I've used just some neutral colors, just some blues throughout to keep it consistent. But let's say your color palette is very different and you want it to reflect that, which is great. There's a really easy way to do that to save you some time. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on this bottom bar here at the bottom. It's on the bottom of every page. That's another place that you're going to want to swap out your nonprofit name. And so I'm going to click on the bar here, and up on my toolbar, I'm going to click on the color, and you can see here that I can choose any color. Now, again, if you have your brand palette loaded, you're going to have a choice here for all of your brand colors. But in this case, I'm just going to say, let's choose red. And so we're going to replace the blue with red. And right here, you're going to get this button that says change all. So anywhere we've used the dark blue, it's going to swap it in with the red. So that is definitely encouraged to use that button. And that way you don't have to go to every page. And you can see here, I had the dark blue here as a circle outline. And then I had the blue at the bottom of every page. I had blue in the boxes. So everywhere that I had the dark blue color, it's going to now be switched to red. And we only had to do that with one click of the button. And then the next thing, then we can look at other colors, right? So let's say that we want to use gray here instead of this light blue. So again, we're going to click on the blue. Let's click on gray and say change all. And now we've got all of those light blue elements are now switched to gray. And so that is a really easy way to change all of your colors very, very quickly. You can also do this with fonts. So if you wanted to change out the font of, say, the headings, um, we could go up here to Pragmatica and let's say we want to use like the League Spartan instead, and we're going to get the same option, change all, and it's going to change all of that. Now that's not a great look, so I don't encourage you to do that. I'm actually going to undo that change, but that is the same principle applies there with fonts as well. A couple of the last minute tips here to delete any of the pages that you don't want to use. You have a couple options. One, instead of deleting them, you could hide them, which I recommend because you may want to make updates to your guide later on. And you can do that right here with this little eyeball element, and you just click on that and it's going to hide that page so that, and you see right here, page is hidden. So when you export it and download it, that page is just not going to appear, but it's still in Canva for you later. So I definitely recommend taking advantage of that feature. However, for example, this top page here that we want you, obviously, we don't want your board members to, we don't want to give your board members this first page. We would just click on the trash can and you do not get any warning. As you can see, it just deleted that page completely. There is an undo button here at the top or Command Z on your keyboard, but the trash can is going to delete the page for you once you are done with that. You can also duplicate any page. So if you have additional information you want to add and you don't want to redesign the page and you want, if you wanted like two pages that looked exactly like this page, we could just hit copy or duplicate and it's going to pop in the brand new page here. So that's another nice little tool in Canva. And then last but not least, when you are done, you are going to want to export your document. So you're going to come up here to the share button and click on share, and you're going to click on download. And then I recommend that you choose the PDF standard. This says it's best for printing, and it is, but the difference is really negligible. And it's going to be a huge file. And if you want to do that, that's great. But this PDF standard is going to work just fine. You do not want to flatten or compress the file because there are links in the file that you're going to update. And so we want to make sure that those are preserved in the PDF. And then again, it is recognizing here that we have a hidden page. So it's already just selected the pages that are not hidden. And so you can customize that as well. And then you are just going to click download and it's going to download that file to your computer. You can save it as a PDF and then it's all ready to give to your board members. So I hope that these quick tips are helpful for you. Again, this is not a complete Canva training. I have lots of resources. If you need a Canva training, please let me know. But I wanted you to know how to quickly, go over those quick things, adding your logo, swapping in photos, changing colors, etc. Because this is a really quick process, and that's a goal here at One Nine Design, so we make your job as a nonprofit leader easier. So thank you so much for grabbing our free template. If you have any questions about your nonprofit, about web design, or about our nonprofit template library, you can find me at 19design.net, or you can send me an email at andrea@19design.net. Thank you so much.